All right, so I got here first because I got here too early and this one's vacant, so I just scooted around. Neighborhood's fine. You go down this road, you get to a bunch of amenities. There's like a movie theater and restaurants, stuff like that there. Now the major downside of this one, and it's something to definitely take into account, is backs up right to 35. And so that's going to be constant. You don't have a barrier for it. So you got the freeway back here with nothing in between. I wasn't sure what this is going to be like from the map, but it's just wide open. So that will hurt your resale ability in the future. I get this. So I just noticed this here. So you get this is like a masonite. It's like the first version of the LP board. They painted it, but you can see the major vulnerability is it kind of seeps underneath here. Okay, and this starts to erode and kind of get water in it. You can see they painted it, tried to fix it, but it immediately started chipping again. So you can see that all in the back here, and then all back here, and then of course it'll be especially bad down by the ground here. Not great because that's just going to get worse over time. Deck looks fine. You can see it again down here. Okay. The deck is good. You can't really get an idea of what roofs look like nowadays, so we'll just look at the disclosure to see how old it is, and you can just make a judgment based on that. All right, let's go inside. The noise for a freeway like that's not necessarily the worst thing. It's just your resale ability. You get used to the noise, but you're going to have to make a discount when you go to sell it. This is annoying, right? So your main steps here, it's going to be icy like this all the time. Something to consider. This looks really dangerous. All right, I'm going to unlock it and then I'll restart it. All right, entranceway. It's okay. This is a really great way to convert these closets because, originally this would have had doors on it. I always suggest whenever you buy a house like that, you can just open this up, put a nice bench in there. Everything's kind of crappily brush painted. You can't tell from the photos, but it's a really, bad paint job. And you can see the oak here's been, just brush painted. So all that comes through. What's really bad about this is one, it looks bad. And then two, when you do a really low level, painting like that, it chips super easy. One car garage. Pretty tight in here. You're gonna have a hard time putting a normal sized vehicle in here and being able to open the doors easily. So you're probably gonna park in the driveway, unload groceries, and then pull it in after or something like that. Let's go upstairs. Flooring's okay. Yeah, and you can see the paint job here. You can't see it in photos, but you can see that they just, nothing's been, it's been spackled, but not sanded, not done well. Again, it looks okay, but it's gonna chip really easily. All right, these cabinets. It's a new cabinet package. You can get these from, Menards. Cost you like $2,000-3,000 for the whole cabinet package. And you put spend $500 on this countertop, and you can get a new kitchen. I don't know, for $3,000-4,000, and you add the appliances. All right, this is going to be your living space here, dining room here, one bedroom here, base level carpet. It's okay, it feels okay. Two closets. Okay, so this is probably the master. You have your shared bath here. New tub. Looks like that's a full piece, so that's nice. You have to look out for the ones that just have this inserts, because if you don't caulk this edge here, it'll be a problem, but this one's the full piece, so that's good. Skylight. This one, you can tell. So my suggestion is every time you replace the roof, at least to replace the skylights, because these they get moisture up here, and it just doesn't stand the test of time well, and you can tell this one has not been replaced recently. So the paint is probably the only thing, that new paint is probably the only thing that's not showing, water streaks coming down here, because that is certainly going to be leaky. Okay. Again, a little Menards vanity top. They're fine. Put these in a lot of my rentals, honestly. Okay. This is a bedroom, but man, it's exposed and it's the only way to the deck. So you're probably just gonna have, probably put some benching in here, or, a rug, and just have it as kind of like a spot in and out. You can hear the road pretty loud. This door is trashed. That's from an animal or a dog just going after it over a long period of time. Look at, they must have trashed. You can see it's cut out here. So it had so the animal must have actually taken that outer layer and pulled it off, and then they ended up cutting it. So this door's wrecked. They painted right over the hardware. These windows, hold on, I just noticed this. These windows, this is just lack of maintenance, right? Windows do this, you just paint them over time to keep them, waterproofed, and when you don't, they become susceptible. Okay. Let's go downstairs. All right, like we were talking about, it's just bedrooms. You have one little living space, otherwise you just have bedrooms. Small ones too. Bedroom. Bedroom. Okay. That's tough because you kind of need a shower down here if you have so many bedrooms. Okay, so half bath. Closet. Washer and dryer, Lennox here. You can smell a little bit of a gas leak. That's not a big deal. You have somebody that'll find that pretty quick. This is looking pretty old. Definitely going to be something to replace. Other than that, it feels okay. It's dry. Okay. Small room. Tiny room. All right. Yeah, so honestly, it's just, this is as cheap as a flip as you can get, is that you flip it so bad that you actually make it look worse. And you kind of just like show all the problems that you're going to run into in the future. This one's, windows, siding, paint, and your countertops and everything. That they're not gonna last very long. So I would certainly not suggest buying something like this, especially when you back up to the interstate. So unless we got this at a significant price reduction where we could redo all the things that the previous flipper has done, this is probably not a good idea. So all right, I'll move on to the next one.